him!
The Duchess summoned him. I wonder what for.
Don't let him gain momentum! Oh, damn my luck!
Didn't look like locals. Damien's right. I'm a hunted man.
The Duchess summoned him. I wonder what for.
Till show är väg. Waar en uit fijn. If een kersje is Deithwin adden in Kaan het Moorvoed. Waar wordt?
Caramba!
Help! Gary! Nes hen es gwyn.
Civilization ends at this camp's boundary.
Let's go! Faster.
Rather not think on what will happen when we tear down the ground.
Hey, ya!
Welcome, welcome. What we...
Not good.
My...
Cards. Like to take a look at you. Should be.
If ever you...
Should have stayed in the forest. At least it died. That's it, Roach.
Great, that's so cool. A changeling rescue through the witch's trial.
The North must be terrible that it left.
Sacre bleu! It's a crime.
Excuse me?
There is no excuse.
I'll...
I'm mo-
Thanks.
Ever your servant, sir.
Let us rock
Glad to see her illustrious grace summons.
Ow! A smashing place we have. Right like
Disperse! The exhibition of the Reginald Dobry monument will remain closed until further notice.
Beauclerc, her most gracious Duchess, has hired a witcher to get at the root of
wish
these
you
murders. Every resident of our fair town is... Stock the larder of the Duke. Welcome, good sir.
Show me what you got. So long.
None of which are suitable to show myself for.
I wish you health.
Another murder by the horrid beast. Milton the Peyrac Peyran falls victim to his own cowardice.
Invitation to a Gwent tournament. It will take place at the Pheasantry, organized by a certain Count Money.
A witcher from the School of the Wolf, here in Tucson. Greetings. I'm Lazar Lafargue.
Geralt of Rivia. Seem pretty enthused. Got a job for me?
Rather. Mind you, it's no monster hunt, but I'm sure you'll be interested all the same.
Heard of him. Never seen any.
Not quite.
If you know where to look, what?
No offense, but no.
All these diagrams.
Tusa was once home to Tiensai, a legendary and now deceased.
Heard about him.
And thus he
Got it.
what he told. We must.
Where do I...
I know of 5 likely fallen witches.
Let's talk about...
You see, at
the diagram you saw.
beyond any possibly.
I'd like to ask you... What do you have on? Farewell.
Good luck on the
Has hired a witcher to get at... Every resident of our fair town is hereby...
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
Well, well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style. My, Geralt.
Huh?
They're a little different.
Any idea why they...
Likely because they imagine it. The truth is far simpler. This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Wise of you to hide your weapon. How do we find the Cintrian?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. Soon as we find... Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was.
Right. Right you are.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend...
Tell us about these...
This evening, the Mandragora... The first was a concert by Cecilia Belont.
Shame.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great...
Visual illusions.
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the two...
We were really hoping to meet...
You are admirers, I surmise.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone.
I don't know where...
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaviri...
Mean...
Cecilia wears one in her hair.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Kaviri Orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Cintrian.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us the artist in you.
Good folk, yet another soul longing to express its creative side.
Well, you are modern art?
Silence. The artist must focus. I got it. It's the Soreto.
It's not a landscape, you pleb. It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
She ought to be in one of the alcoves. Come, let's look in the alcoves.
Quite the noble color. Splendid. The sky over Toussaint before Easter.
Or a deeply internalized fear of intimacy.
Yellow. Why ever yellow?
It's obvious. It represents transgression in its purest form.
Voila! Fine. Now, allow me a moment to ponder. My appraisal? The painting depicts spiritual dualism. The continual battle between good and evil, and defiance.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good versus evil. The dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
Pretentious. I
was prepared for all sorts of criticism, but pretentious. So much time, blah, blah, blah. Avant-garde, schmeffant-garde. It's all about two things.
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good luck. Come, let's look in the alcoves.
Blah, blah, blah. Pretentious. I was prepared for all sorts of criticism. Greetings. Do not disturb! Shoo, shoo!
It's the right flower.
Of course it is! A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still! You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me?
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learnt I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Centrian noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Centrian noble. Ah! You must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here. Tall, dark, masked.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like...
It's like the great one. The great one? But he's a dancer. This is different. It's good. Your voice Greetings and welcome, Constance. Greetings.
Love letter penned on a napkin. Look.
You must strip off the napkins.
Oh, my amour, my sunbeam flickering across the firmament of my life. Treacly refuse.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beat him.
Empty, heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume. A gift from the Cintrian, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. Let's follow it.
It's a shame. Need to bear in mind it's neither did you.
even, because the white cuff seems somewhat...
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come. We must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh! Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
I hope we can count on your...
Of course.
Looking for Cecilia.
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a noble.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered. A black beard peeping out from...
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Quickly, upstairs. That must be Cecilia.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana. At once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Tore down the door. Made a bloody handprint. Clever. Must be pretty strong, too. Killed her, and went out on the balcony. Broke the flower pot when moving the door, then stepped in the soil. Must have climbed this ladder. Could still be here. Need to stay alert. Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it, hard, then sank to the floor. Bloodstains. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably. Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for. Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out? Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room. Hunting knife. Richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably. Canvas is cut. Somebody took a knife to the painting, looks like. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this, must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle. Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centrian must have been the flyer.
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centrians killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer. I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything, in full detail. I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand.
Fell out of the window.
Just so.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table.
After this is my guess.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Jewel seems important.
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centrian must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not... Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem.
This crest is used by the lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter.
Duntine. Remember the place.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to... Roderick is quite the recluse.
Oriana, everything word gets out, he,
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not... You must excuse...
Oriana.
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence...
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper.
You were not only behind the beast's murders, but...
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end...
It... My sister, Siana, She left court when we were children.
What did your sister...
Siana...
Parents run afoul of some...
No. She was born at an inopportune moment.
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth.
She was angry at the whole world. I recall one such situation. She persuaded... We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. Sienna knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with... In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed.
Think your sister might...
You see, I recall her always being...
Here, that's normal for sisters.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. The wine, its theft was the first clue. But I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries?
Your mission has gained new import. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed.
Can't guarantee her safety, unfortunately. Especially if she...
Witcher, that was not...
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire.
We are lending our combined resources to the Witcher's hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid.
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. Witcher, I hear you know Regis too.
Few I can rely on like I can on Regis. Kinda hoping he thinks the same.
Curious. It seems opposites
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He mean...
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see, sword in hand. Talking gets the...
I wonder what a monster might have...
It might want to apologize.
My word. For what my...
For killing. Though at times there is no choice. When love...
Same as humans. Put them in that situation.
You understand this. If I understand you correctly, you would rather...
If possible, yeah.
Enough about the Witcher trait for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced.
I believe we're running short on wine.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine?
We shall return forth.
An exceptional conversation, don't you think?
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detlaf here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detlaf believes...
That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who...
Guessing it's no...
It would be quite some coincidence in...
Oriana.
I met her years ago, before I met...
But I shall tell you...
Now listen close.
That's splendid news. If they are...
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there, too. Thing is, she might be in...
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract...
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Detlaf.
Geralt?
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep that...
Alone? I hope you know what you're doing.
Splendidly, Detlaf. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those men. You're back!
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not...
Regis. Gallant. I regret all the more that I shan't finish this second bottle.
Your Grace, always...
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. You have exceptional friends.
Don't know him too well.
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet.
So what's his?
Sensitive. Sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy.
Didn't expect the evening.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out. I've decided my guardsmen will support... It stands along the Somme. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you.